magic of Yavimaya, now in your kitchen. Mutani spaghetti. The only noodles whose power and tastiness are equal only to their legendary ingredients. Our pasta is made from only the finest weather sea, imported from Dominaria straight to your dinner table. Enjoy Mutani spaghetti. Combine it with our signature Raffaello's cheeses and finish it off with a glass of sweet Rashidan. Mutanis, the magic of Yavimaya in every bite.
Available at Moros's Market. Greetings all, and happy Saturday to ya. I sure wish NASA was doing a little bit better. I was kind of stoked to watch that launch, but from the last I could tell, it was scrubbed again, but better safe than sorry. Speaking of the Artemis mission to the moon, a little bit, part of me is a little bit happy about that because I don't get to miss it and I have to watch it on a live replay. But anyway, enough about space stuff. We're on to Blackburn. I've been playing a lot of leagues with this. Shrazwan, thanks for joining me nice and early, my friend, as always. I love having you with me. I've taken this to about 5 or 6 leagues. I've had two 3s, a lot of 3-2s, and 2 4-1s. Been having a lot of fun with it. What I'm finding is why I've highlighted this Changeling Outcast. This is very good at stealing either Monarch and or the Initiative, and so is this. This is here to just block when they try to do it to us, but other than that, we're just burn to the face, and a little bit like last week, where we don't really care about our creatures, a little bit more than we do last week, but not as much. We've got 18 lands. I really think this is a steadfast land base. 15 basics, 3 Carnariums. I'm not going to lie, a lot of times I will get in trouble when I keep one land hand, so I've just got this poster written next to me that's just like, do not keep one land hands, and so sometimes I can go down to 5, but for the most part, this really feels like a lock at just optimal efficiency with regards to mana and statistics and such, probabilities to hit. Anyway, speaking of probabilities to hit to the face, we've got 4 bump in the Knights. We've completely negated Fruit of Tezzeret. I love the late game effect of it, but we were having trouble with early game or early attack lists like aggro and such. So I wanted to have a little bit more answers for the metagame, and I really like this. Hey, Pauper Tim in the house. I went from 2 of these and 2 fruits to all 4 of them now. We've got 4 Reknor Raids, which is easily the best first turn for this deck. If you see this, your win percentage is just in the high 70s. Like, doesn't matter who you're playing against. It's so much card for 1 mana. I mean, it's like a Black Ball Lightning that costs 1, and that's if it only hits once. We got 4 Serrated Scorpions, which is just the Please Kill Me card. Alms of the Vein here. A lot of times we hard cast this. It's just a conceit we have to take with the deck compared to what we never want to see, which is Rakdos Burn. But I beat it the other day in the league. It was pretty cool. There's a community tab of one of the 4-1s I went on, and it is a murderer's row of the who's who of Pauper right now. I was just like, every round I was like, are you kidding me? And I ended up winning it, but still it was like my blood pressure was probably off the charts. Anyway, so yeah, Soul Reap's there. We got 4 Sovereign's Bite, 4 Tyrant's Choice, which is like our true Fire Blast here. We got 4 Vampire's Kiss. Now this is a card that a lot of times you want to skimp on. You're like, oh, it's only 2, but it's not even the interaction with Alms of the Vein with the madness. Of course, it is a little bit, but those late game hands or mid game hands when you're at 5 mana and your opponent's at 3 or less life, and you drew a land and you just pitch it to the blood token, you draw another one. Maybe it's another land, you pitch it to the blood token, you draw, and then you kill, and that's where it really shines. 2 Geth's Verdicts just for the. I'm finding Edict effects are incredibly strong right now. Mostly because of Deadly Dispute and Reknor's Bargain and stuff, being able to just kind of respond to things. Not that everybody's playing black, but there just seems to be a lot less go wide and more care about the creature sort of thing. And against everything from familiars to obviously hexproof, this is a really good card, and we make up for it in the sideboard later. And Foresight and Blood, which we can kill with. Now I've got 4 dead weight here, not messing around, and this is built for grinding and for the leagues, not for like tournament practice room. So we'll see how it does today. We're just going to play tournament practice room today. Got 2 edicts and 2 Geths, so that gives us 6 edict effects. Why not Chainer's Edict? Because if we're getting a game 7 and it should be over by then. And I like this instant ability and the flexibility of having instant answers of again against something like familiars is just super relevant for Trespasser's Curse. And I went with all 3 Arms of Hadar. I mixed this up a little bit with like maybe experimented with Crypt Rat. Problem with Crypt Rat in this list, and believe me, who's the biggest fan of Crypt Rat on the planet? This guy. You need, especially with 18 lands, you need to hit it to make sure it's left alone and then do the thing. Otherwise, you're waiting to turn 5 or 6 before you can do the kind of damage that Arms or Evankar's Justice can do at 4. So it's just earlier, and when you need it, which is why you're bringing it in, you need it now. And so to get around things like Prismatic Strands and a lot of negated effects with damage, you Arms of Hadar is there. So hey, sorry, I'm ignoring the chat here. Hey, Mtmentat. All right, so yeah, this card's kind of growing on me a bit, and it's pretty easy to get there. So without further ado, we're going to do it like this, and I'm going to make sure this is on 2 because I had to set the frame rate there, and we'll go from here. So yeah, I've just been grinding away, missing the wife. This is like the second. She's due back late next week, so I'm jumping at the bit to see her again. And yeah, so I've just been trying to stay busy with leagues, jumping into a lot of them. All right, let's see how we do here, guys. Pretty cool artwork there too. Oh, we went to the Dominaria United. They had a sealed event last night. I think I got 2nd or 3rd. There were like 60 people at this thing. It was awesome. I lost in the very last round in the finals, but I played a Jund list, just black, red, green, and had a lot of fun. I didn't think I was going to do that well with it, and then Sapphire came in a little bit behind me. He had a much more advanced list, but susceptible to punts, which he had one, and he was kicking himself all night. All right, we're definitely flooded here. We're going to mulligan this, and we'll keep this one. Boop. So we've got 1 removal. I'll get rid of the Verdict. Watch, we're up against Hexproof. It's usually the way things will roll out if I choose to keep it that way. But, hold on just a minute here. We've got to go to here and input settings. I got to unbind this, bind it to this, save. And now we're ready to rock. Hiya. Okay. I got it set Inigo Montoya style. All right. We're up against some sort of gate technology. Feeling super excited, says Acquisition Octopus. Found a local Pauper group. All right. Yeah, if you saw the top of the show, we are going to be in Pasadena tomorrow. First time ever. There's a place called Odyssey Games in Pasadena, California. And for the first time this year, I don't have to work a holiday Monday. I got somebody to switch with me. So we're going to be up nice and late, and hopefully we can meet a lot of you out there if you're willing to make the drive or whatnot. If you're of the California persuasion, hopefully we get to meet. Good times. All right. We don't see any of the harmful gates as far as Basilisk goes, so we'll go from there. I believe I'll probably be playing this. I'm going to set up the Kiss here. Find that usually pays dividends later on. Having a lot of fun with this. My son with his new Mirror Shell Crab Tortured Existence has been getting very frustrating to play against. I get him to like 4 or 5 life every single game, and he comes all the way back an hour later, and then he's like at 85 life, and I'm like at maybe 30, but it's still hopeless. You look at the board, you're just like, yeah, I can't win here. He just targets Golgari Brownscale with Golgari Brownscale, and then he's just like represents the loop, and he's like, okay, and I've got 8 mana, okay, 16 life. Just like, jeez. Even Burn with traditional Burn, I'm just gonna look back. Speaking of traditional Burn, this is actually a really, really decent list against that. Alrighty, we've got plenty of lands here. I don't have Madness yet. I'm gonna try to set up next turn to get rid of some of these life gainers. Man, Basilisk Gate's already online though. I think it's worth just killing this now. I'm just going to get rid of it now. All right, Mtmentat. Everybody's headed out. That's cool. All right, we'll set this up, bring this back. We lose definitely some tempo there with not being able to, make them lose 3 life. But look at the upside, or the swing side of that. They were going to gain 4. So it's like, okay, I net that as a +1. And it's back. Gates are no joke, especially when you got lifelink on their side. We really need to find some answers here. We can stay alive a little bit as long as they remain screwed here, but uh-oh. Already. That's a 5/5 lifelink cat. Damn. That is a full cat. Alrighty. That's not really going to help us. So before we do anything, we're going to pitch a red, pitch a swamp, and hopefully we can find one of our things. We cannot. Bummer. All right, well, we'll do it honestly this time, and we'll still draw a card, but we're still going to take a lot, but we're at least going to nullify it with the bite in the wrist here. We'll do this. Bloop. This way we don't take as much damage, but they're going to get it all back. Well, there's what we need. And we have 4 mana. So when you play Soul Reap, this is like Searing Blaze for black. You really need to keep in mind if you don't have 4 mana to hold back on some of these 1-drops so you can 1-2 them, but we're good to go unless they're really going to surprise us and play some land destruction like Cooper the Red did against me last night. I did notice that. I'm just going to stay back and block with this. We're not going to get in with a go wide strategy, so I might as well make their gains a little less there. But yeah, late last night we got back from the tournament. I jumped online and just kind of unwind. And Cooper the Red had a new brew to show me. That's a very smart play by our opponent. A lot of times people look at a little 1/1 like that and they're like, eh. But I've got a tally sheet in the other room, and I think my record with Changeling is 7. Like I've like turn 1 blop, they ignore it. They're like, what's a 1/1? And then before you know it, it's done 5, 6, 7 damage, and it's nuts. Somebody said, hey, 1 mana spell, 7. Where have we heard that before? Okiba, Rekner raid. Good times. But yeah, if you're going to be on the leagues this weekend, probably good chance you're going to bump into me. Like I said, I'm not so hell bent. I mean, who doesn't want a 5-0? But I'm just, once I find a list I like to play and it's competitive and it's kind of an autopilot 3-2 usually. I mean, you slip up. Sometimes you run up against just ultra hate. Like there was a league I faced off against like Stompy and Elves, and when you have 4 Soul Reaps main, and those are your first 2 matches, I was like, are you kidding me? This isn't even in the metagame right now, but talk about calling the kettle black, right? Says the guy that's always playing rogue. But that's another good reason for blood tokens, either chittering rats or green decks. You can just pitch them and go find something else. The other night I soul reaped my own scorpion just to stay alive. Good times. Okay. I want to get some options here. We're not threatening too much damage yet, so I'm going to sign in blood, reset our options, and we'll kill the life gainer. Take back 3 of their life. Not take back. We're going to hurt them. Yeah, never been to this Odyssey Games out in Pasadena before. One of our old Pauper regulars told us about it. And so that old Sunday one that we used to go to, we were there last night for the draft. They don't even have Pauper anymore. They went from it's going to be midday, then a little later, a lot later, pretty late, the latest you can go, and now there's no Pauper. And it was like, geez, way to just shove it off the map, We had kind of a nice little thing going there at the Legion, and I think it's in Lawndale. And you look at the calendar now, it's just, Modern and a bunch of games you never heard of. I'm not a store owner. I don't know what works, but apparently it's not Pauper there, but I don't think they were doing it any favors by playing musical chairs with the start time. So if you're a store owner out there, just keep things consistent. A lot of things happen in the PR world that way with like bands. If you change the name of a band, it's like horrible, even if the name sucks. They've done studies, I don't know who they are, but of how backwards that can be as far as to your brand and stuff, and just kind of rewinds everything. You have to work all over hard again. But so hopefully this place in Pasadena will be pretty cool. Alrighty, I'm going to kiss here because I want to draw a land actually. So I'm going to lean on the veins here because it'll draw us a card. And we'll do this thing, and it'll keep us alive too. Just got to keep those cats off the board. It's one of the coolest decks out there, in my opinion. That's why I love to play it, because we're able to just completely negate one of my favorite cards, Prismatic Strands. It almost is irrelevant against this matchup. And by almost, I mean it really, really is. Used to work against Evangar's Justice when I ran that, but now I don't even run that. Arms of Hadar and such. So, and then the obvious other benefit is we're not running any red spells, and so, 50% of people's sideboard are Hydroblasts and Pyroblasts, and good luck. Like I've said a couple of times this year, there is no Dark Blast in Pauper, meaning like counter-target black spell. Okay. We're okay taking the damage because we can gain some life. It's going to change our tune in a little bit, but as long as it's not of the Pharaoh Cat Persuasion, gaining a lot of life, we'll be all right. Uh-oh. Little Soul Sisters going on here. Let me bring in Hadar. That's another reason I went up to 3 is I kept writing this name down, Hadar. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's good in this. That's good against this. That's good against this. It's good against this. And one of the things I was really finding is really good against a lot of Boros variants. It was just like, shut them down. I mean, it shouldn't come as too big of a surprise to anybody, but I was pretty interested in that. All right, we're going to bring this out just for a blocker mainly. If he wants to use some removal on it, that's cool. I'm going to hold back on the Tyrant's Choice, make them think that they're safer than they are. We'll get back up to 21 here. And as you can see, if that Scorpion dies and we can play our Tyrant's Choice and they don't play a creature, we're good. And again, this is loss of life. If you're new to the game, this is damage. 2 different things. Believe me, I fell for it a lot of time. Yo, La Conquista. Our stores are not very consistent. I get names, contacts, folks, and I meet them and make... Oh, that's a good idea. And honestly... Oh, all right. If I was unemployed, I would definitely be really hustling to do that. Of course, the second we find the local place that does that is when, all these jobs opened up for me and I started getting real busy about a year back. But prior to that, I was itching for it. And of course, then there was all this, COVID nonsense going around. Nobody was able to hang out. So come on, come on. No more creatures. Stop casting creatures. Got some honest damage going on here. I don't know what that means. It's going to be so weird. So I had a really, if we got the new Glinthawk security commercial debuting today, actually debuted yesterday on YouTube, but if you haven't seen it, and I did it yesterday because work was it was literally, I had like 20 minutes of work to do, and then I just needed to stay near my computer. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll bust out this commercial I've been putting on the back burner forever, and got that one done. So that was a lot of time. And then, I've got a holiday Monday off for the first time in like a year. And so it feels like a kind of a really long weekend for me. So good times. Okay, we don't need that. Let's draw first. This is when I love blood tokens, even more so than Alms of the Vein. Okay, we've got it. So we're going to do this for 4. Torture. And since we've already cast a black spell, we go like this, and let's see. What would be the most optimal target? I guess we'll go with that guy. And that'll do 3 unless they got some answer for it. And that's 3 life again. That's not damage. So they're just like really frustrated with Prismatic right now. They're like, come on. At least that's what I'm interpreting. Oh, nice move. Very nice. Way to stay alive. And there we go. We're not winning. Let's see. I'll call it Gate Weenie. Is that the official name for this? Oh, Boros Gate. The lightning bolt should have cued me in that I wasn't playing against just white. All right, they go up 1 more life. That's pretty cool, though, when they got to axe their own veteran there. Still not out of the woods. We're at 20. We've taken probably 20 damage. I don't know. Look at my yard for the math. You don't come here for math, do you? I don't. Man. Might have to cut it short today. Just it's so hot out here in California that they closed everything up for good sound quality, and it's like it's getting pretty toasty already. So if you see a little gleaming of the cube, you'll have to forgive me. I'm not too hot yet, but that could change. These events are always subject to change. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, I meant to talk too about yeah, I gotta mention that when I got a little break there. Okay, there we go. Rosamond, what you drinking this weekend, my friend? I probably caught him out of the room or something, right? Oh man, see, this is when we want a blood token. I got about one turn left to find something here, guys. And hopefully it's not a soul reap. We've already had 3 of them? Yeah. Yeah, so my son last night, it was really cool. This is a sealed, by the way, and he had a blue enchantment from the new set. It's like 3 and a blue. Whenever an instant or sorcery targets a permanent, put a copy of it in play that's like the same, but it's legendary, and it just stays there. And he had all these combat tricks, and oh my god, at the end of the turn, there's this 3/4 like trample red guy. He made like 4 of those in one move. I was like, ding! I'm like, that's my son. Maybe some ciders, had some food poisoning. Oh man, that food poisoning and I have had way too many occurrences. I have. We're dead here. What a comeback! That was awesome. I was about to write the W, and look, they got it. All they got to do is that. Oh, okay. Well, I guess against a black deck, you're a little afraid of that happening. Strange. Yeah, could he just use that other gate and gone in for lethal, right? Yeah, 4 though. We've really got to just top deck a you know what. That's not over yet. I had the win. Then they had the win. Do we have the win? No. And it's not enough. We needed a Sovereign's Bite there. That 1 extra life was perfect. Awesome job. What a way to lose. I will lose like that all day. That was fun. Boop. All right. Pretty obvious what we're bringing in here. Bloop. And curses seem pretty good here. Pretty hard to not bring them in. I'm going to take these down. We'll lean on those a little bit more. I'll lose a Scorpion. I like the Soul Reap in this matchup a lot. I like it pretty much a lot versus anything but forests. We'll lose 1 vein. I want to make room for some curses here. Very tempted to bring these in. Deadweight's just such an all-star. Let's go for it. We'll bring in all 4 of these. I'll cut down to 2 veins just so we're not, and then because of that I'll lose 1 kiss, and I'll lose 1 blood. I hate doing that. I'll lose 1. They have so many things to block with. Okiba doesn't look too good, but it's that first ability of just the boom, boom, being able to hit there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to cut 2 of these, and I'll keep a Scorpion back to block, and we'll go like that. Yeah, that's the C. Ooh, man. Yeah, I think I've had like official food poisoning maybe 2 times. I've suspected a total of about 5 in my time. And I tell you, I always think, I don't mean to, cast any sort of opinion about anything as serious as the word suicide. But I tell you, I get so nauseous and miserable that I think if there was an out nearby, that sometimes food poisoning gets that bad where you're just like, end this, it's crazy. I tell you, for anybody out there that hasn't had it, good on you. But if you do feel it, for me, the remedies I have found, a lot of airflow and cold helps a lot. So if you can lay on like a tile floor and just keep flipping yourself over so you stay cool, that really helps a lot. But yeah, airflow and wind really helps. Not much helps, but those 2 do. That's for sure. Yeah, that is just the worst. Yeah, I guess food poisoning would probably, if that was a magic card, that would probably just be a black spell, right? Sounds like it. Or Golgari, maybe, mixing food with poison. Who knows? I'm sure not a fan of these lands. But boy, am I a fan. There is a new insect token in the new set. There's this toy horse and this little kid with like an insect head holding it. And it's really wrong. And I love it. But There's also, so I'm Aaron's finishing up. I open up the winnings because I just give them to Aaron anyway. But I was like, sometimes he goes through them too fast. I'm like, man, you're just like tearing through Christmas here. But anyway, so I open it up and I see a planes that I loved immediately. I was like, wow, who did that? Scroll down. Chat, you want to guess who it was? Seb McKinnon. There's a new basic planes in the new set. It's just stunning. I was like, wow, okay, I'm going to need to get 20 of those. Or 24, whatever. What's our opponent doing here? Good times. Yeah, everybody at the top table was playing Jund. Or whatever that's worth. I guess we'll attack. Looks like we're walking right into a Strands, but they want to waste their whole turn doing that. That's cool. All right. I'm not quite sure what our opponent's doing, but I'm glad. I think we'll wait. We'll just EOT the Swamp Bear and pretend like we've got something in our hand. Oh, there's a gate. Give it a nice +1/1. And even this scenario is fun because, as you can see, they take one, but they can't block either of our guys. You know me and evasion. That's what I'm all about. Cool. Well, the next thing that shows up, we'll be able to kill it. Or not. We'll do this. We've got a bump in the side. It's probably relevant to keep this. The purist in me wants to draw this and just 2, 4, 6. We can do that next turn. I'm going to wait. You know what? I'm going to do both. I'm going to discard this. I want my land. Dang it. Whoop. There we go. Attack. Whoa. Take that, you guardian of nothing. And as you notice too, there's definitely a flaw to my design here. I don't have any graveyard hate. I've messed around with Bogs and Fairy Macabres and Nihil Spellbombs and Relic of Progenitus. Everything under the sun. And what I've come to the grand conclusion of is I never have it when I need it, and I'd rather just try to focus on being the problem. Those super dedicated graveyard strategies are the only ones I want to bring in and against, and it never seems to be enough anyway. So, ouch! Look at this tech. Very nice. You know, this guy's cool. I like Zero Club. I got him on the ropes. It's like a Rocky movie. I'm going for the knockout punch, and the bell rings, and then he goes and gets rehydrated and comes back and does the same to me. It's pretty cool. Zero Club. Oh, yeah? I was in first club. How do you like that? Whoop. All right. Bump. And 2 is not enough. It does pull us even, but I'm going to just do this. Some insurance benefits. Attack. There's no reason to play this swamp. Make them think we're holding Geth's verdict. Which we obviously would have played, because why would we have sat on a curse? And ouch, here comes some more life. Oh boy. Remember we took out the verdicts? This is the overconfident bald guy in front of you. The gates are getting there. They're good at that. Look at that. Just a reset of life. Boink. Beautiful. Cat's got you down. Look at this guy. Some of the best artwork. It's probably in the top 100. The color palette there is just gorgeous. Sense of scale, dread, precipice of falling. Good times. Good grief, man. I haven't seen anybody in chat in probably 10 minutes. Did everybody disappear? I see the number count still there, but we're dead here, guys. It doesn't look it, but we don't have a way of dealing with that. So we're just going to scoop here. Really figured we would WW'd that one. We LL'd that one. Note to self, against those decks, you probably want to play verdicts. All right. Thank you, Shiraz. I'm talking too much. Everybody put me on mute and left the room, right? D.A. Roberts. At least it's not the Dread Pirate. Oh, yeah. Chosen upkeep. This is what we accidentally cited out last game. I just figured there'd be more of a go wide strategy there, and after seeing an edict, they might not have kept it, but we'll keep this. Always the way with this list. I will draw 2 lands every game and feel really good about the list, and then bonk. Second, I go into a league. It's 1 mana mulligan games for most part. All right, we'll drop the Scorpion here. Anticipate losing games against Monastery Swiftspear. The first, it's close. We gain a lot of life, but if they got the nuts, they got the nuts, which against any deck, they've got it. That's why I go all in with Deadweight, but it's also really good against a variety of other spells. Ooh, man, Sticky Fingers. Enchanted creature has menace, and when it deals damage, create a treasure token. Now I was thinking the Aurokin Crusader, the red one that makes 1/1 guys, would be pretty good in hot dogs. I know a lot of people lean on the Martyr. I think it fits the aggro strategy a little bit more. It has haste. It makes creatures at instant speed and good times. Okay, I think we might sit back on this and maybe he'll pile up something else on it or do some more damage with it. So we can't attack. We'll sit back and lean on our Geth's Verdict. Sticky fingers. Alrighty. Can we get a mutagenic maybe? Nothing? Alright. And we'll verdict now. Boop. Get out of here. You lose a life. Draw a card. Treasure token. That's a cool looking token. Can we stabilize? We can rebuild him. Oh boy. Technically I should drop sign. So I'm technically going to do that. Even though it hurts. We'll get some life on board. There we go. It pays off, folks. Woo! And we're protected from another Swiftspear, in theory. Unless they have some sort of shenanigans of the Menace Persuasion. Can anyone check on the news and make sure Artemis didn't launch? I kept seeing conflicting reports because they had a missed launch last week, and so sometimes the feed was like, I know there was something with the hydrogen coupling that was going wrong today, and right before the show, I'm like, I saw a bunch of, it looked like 99% of the videos were like, they postponed it again. Scrubbed. Okay. Thank you, Mtmentat. You definitely the science background, I know you know what you're talking about. Makes me feel good. All right. I'll do 3 here. Crunch. Only thing there is Apostle's Blessing. That escapes mutagenic and such, so good times. Woo! All right. Now it gets really hateful. Hot dog. Come on in, Deadweight. Come on in, Guess Verdict. That's tempting, but I don't think I want to do that. We can't block here. And the game's not going to go that long, so I'm just going to lean off of those. Those are great against a lot of control variants and stuff. I'll lose 1 blood here. And I'll lose 1 Alms. I'm fond of going down to 3 of these in a lot of lists when I really got to make some steep cuts and keep my aggro up. It's such a swing. Remember how janky those cards used to be until Chid 3 came up with the initial Blackburn Rovers? We went on quite a run with that. A few 5-0s. It was just like out of the blue. So it's what's so great, not just about Pauper, but just about a creative game like this where, you know, people think everything's set in stone and it's done, and you know you've looked at this through this lens and you put it over here and it's, but then somebody like Chid 3 comes around and goes, oh man, wait a minute, yeah, by themselves they're not that great, but you compile them all like this, and then all of a sudden it's just like, wow, now that's a respectable set of cards. You see Alms of the Vein, you don't roll your eyes. 3 years ago, you rolled your eyes. Playing against District Attorney Roberts, or Dare Oberts, or Da Roberts. or disastrously awaiting refunds. I'm trying to come up with Dar scenarios here. Maybe Dar just went to the bathroom. All right. Well, this is a pretty obvious scoop. Not scoop. I got to be careful. I might bleed that over into my right hand and click scoop. Mulligan. Oh, come on, deck. Mulligan. Ew, yuck. Well, we're pretty much stuck keeping this. We've got 2 verdicts. We'll keep. Oh, boy. We do have 2 verdicts, but that's quite a ways away. I'm going to get rid of a choice here in this sign. I'd love the life, but right now we're just trying to stay alive. All right, no Swift Spear. It's already looking okay. I just really want a basic here for obvious reasons. Thanks a lot. We still got one more turn to hit a basic, but if we see a Kiln Fiend drop, this might be already to game 3. Man, I got steam nose. Whoop. When I drink coffee, that steam goes straight up. Come on, Swamp. Come on, Swamp. And what is going on with this Geth's Verdict art? I've never really looked at it too closely. I do like that super subtle color in the distance right in this top center. Project for another day, perhaps. Yes! Who loves you, baby? Woo! Nim Chimpskey's off doing a cool little few things. Gonna be missing him today, but obviously between Shiraz and him, this should be the lowest priority of their weekend, but I appreciate them always being here to help out and provide links and help this old Luddite out as we go to see if we can break even here. Oh, we have broken even, but I really thought we were going to take that first round, but hot dogs can be a bit situational, obviously, with regards to the early game tempo and stuff. You can get a lot of wins out of just sheer despondency. Like sometimes you kill it, and they're just like, I'm out of here, and they just. But yet, the other day I did that against Aaron. He was like gaining all this life, and I had him close, and I'm just like, I'll scoop. And then the next card, I actually had it, and he demonstrated how he couldn't have gained life that turn, and I was like, oh no, you still get the win. I technically quit there, even though it was just a kitchen table game. But yeah. So these are my 2 floating spots. I usually go with verdicts here. My very first iteration of this build, I had 2 Evankar's Justice there, but it was a different metagame at the time. And the theory being it was never a dead card. It does do damage. Everything else is kind of loss of life, but except for the Scorpion, I think is damage. Yeah. If that said life, then Prismatic would be completely out the door, but it still is. I mean, if you're playing against this style, lose Prismatic. You're literally playing it just to stop Scorpion or attacking, and I don't hit that hard. It's just pecking damage, so you're paying 3 to stop 1 a lot of times. I shouldn't be giving tips on how to beat me when you see me in a tournament, but hey, what are you going to do? Good times. Oh, and I got some of the new initiative cards, but I tell you that Kenku Sneak is, I believe it's what's the 1/3 Artificer that's got all. You know what? I'm going to keep this. We're a bit flooded, but I've got a kiss to get rid of at least 1 land and a verdict if we run up against something aggro, so we'll keep this. It's hard not to. But the one that turns non-creature artifacts into like 3/3s with flying, it's nuts. Really, really like that card. Throw on a few Wind Zendikons and some indestructible lands, and you got something going fast. Maybe throw in some Trinket Mages, too. And a bounce package. Okay. Some sort of life sauce going on here. And let's stop the life train right away. We might see a Guardian and regret that. We still have 1 more in the yard. Not that he could have blocked there, but just trying to slow the roll here. The psychology of this card is fascinating. The Changeling Outcast. It's just not good enough to warrant removal unless you notice that you've gotten hit 5 times. And then you're like, God, it's like, kill that damn mosquito. All right. Well, next turn we can do that regardless. So it looks clunky, but you know what? No, I think the right pull here is we'll kiss here. We'll kiss. Drop the Carnarium. I was considering we had a natural 4 anyway, so we don't really have to do that, but it's still kind of the superior play there. Tiago Frente with the raiding party. Thanks for joining me, everybody. This is Propaganda on Saturdays. We focus mostly on our YouTube channel with custom MTG videos, stuff like Flame Tongue Hot Sauce, spoof commercials and such like that, or Gin and Tonic, but with a DJINN. Very fun times. So we're facing off right now against something of the life-gaining persuasion. But yeah, we don't get raided all that often, so thank you very much for that, my friend. I think we just faced off the other day, Tiago and I. Can't quite remember who won that one. Okay. That Blight Priest is very underplayed, and it is very overplaying us. Boy, we need like 8 Soul Reaps against this. Good grief. We're going to be bringing in all our removal against a super go-wide strategy like this. Especially when they have that sorcery that gives them +1/1 counters multiple times. That can get pretty burly. Okay, I'll drop a Swamp. I believe the line here is to, we'll float the blue token here, paying a red because we don't need it. Drop the Alms. Get 3 life here. See if we draw something relevant. Okay. We can't block that, but I'm more concerned about the life gain. So I'm actually going to take out the priest. Kind of hurts here, but I think we can get there if they don't draw any more life gain. It's really kind of a ballsy call there. We're at 21, so we've got a few mistake turns available. We shall see. Here we go, here we go. All right, hey, no life gain. Good news. They probably would have done it first for the beneficial advantage of the unicorn there. Cool. We got 6 damage in our hand. 7. Can we draw 1 more? Yeah, baby. And that's why we like to major in math, says the guy that was terrible at math. Okay, we'll do that. We will drink from the veins. We will draw cards. We will do many things on this eve. We won't even attack. We'll just be gentlemanly about it. Crunch. Smack. Life. Orzhov, I'll call that one. As we go to our sideboard, and this will start to turn into a butcher shop. So we bring in all the curses. All the Hadars. We're not going to be getting him a Scorpion, but I do like it as a blocker, so I'll get rid of 2 of these. We'll lose a Vein. Soul Reap's good for the unicorns. I don't like our verdicts here at all. But now we still need to lose 2 more cards. I'll cut 1 kiss. The power ratio goes down a little bit there with the loss of that. These guys will keep getting in. Okiba's probably not going to get home very often, but he's not there to attack. This is there to get that initial 4-point life swing. The Black Fire Blast for 1 mana, right? Thank you for that, Shirazamon. And let's see. And again, a reminder, we're going to be at Odyssey Games in Pasadena this Saturday, my son and I. So if you want to, or this Sunday, tomorrow, 6 p.m., Odyssey Games. If you want to hang out and do the thing, I'll keep that there. I'll lose a Changeling. Let's go. See how we're going to do here. And unlike many streamers, no offense to any of them, when I go to the restroom or whatnot, you don't see an empty chair. We roll to custom-made commercials because I'm a film editor by trade, and so our YouTube channel is chock full of a lot of custom commercials and things all Magic relevant of the highest quality, I shall say, and pat myself on the back. But I don't think you'll have anybody argue with me on that. So if you want a really good time, grab the popcorn, fling it to the TV, and watch some of our playlists like our MTG spoof commercials. We even have, I took a Kentucky Derby and we did a horse race that we play about every 3 months or so as a commercial outing. So good times. Hey, Sirius the Hunter. Very nice to hear from Zenuchat. All right, let's get that curse down straight, fast. But before we do, let's put out a Changeling. It was so hard for me to hold my tongue last night when we were at the Pauper pre-release tournament. I heard the words sucking as far as like, the deck sucking and struggling to succeed. And I didn't do it because, there's that Three Stooges joke that I'm fond of saying. If at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking until you do succeed. I even got a coffee mug with that on it for some Father's Day gift long ago. Good times. Woo! All right. There's not much I like more than Reknar's Raid, but a second turn curse against a life-gaining deck is one of them. Let's go. One of the cards I've really learned to respect and fear is Dawnbringer Cleric versus this. You wouldn't think against black, but we're looking at two awesome enchantments right here, and so that can be a problem. Pedro struck with the emote. Did you reverse that, or did I reverse it? Oh, that's right. I reversed it so that because knowing that the emote would be talking to the chat. I guess it could go the other way after the chat. Doesn't really matter. You reversed it. Okay. All right. Cool. Interesting. That's awesome. I did them so long ago. I tell you, that was a long weekend. I made like 10 emotes, and there's a whole, Photoshop's one thing, and then you got to go down into the depths of the metadata, and then making it talk to both the dark and light mode, and then sometimes it looks great, and then you shrink it down and it looks like crap, and there's all these little websites that you just literally upload your thing to, and it spits them out at like a way lower like bit count, but it still looks great, and yeah, it's crazy. Darby Shiraz. All right, well, this is just a life bash fest here. We're going to bring out the Reknar Raid, and we'll bring out another curse. I really think we're going to go with the Sign in Blood. Look for a way to get rid of that Suture Priest here. 3 damage is avoidable. We can always block with the Reknar Raid in about 2 more turns. Better make that 1. Good times. I got to update our metagame safe. I got that little spoof adult swimmy sort of like a commercial break that it says metagame safe with this little song, and I've got it queued up and ready, but I was looking at it and I'm like, oh boy, that's dated. That metagame doesn't even exist anymore. It's like back when a TOG was a thing. And it's funny talking to Little Fight the other day, and it's just like, oh yeah, what about this? I'm like, oh, that's been banned. And he's like, oh, I think I'll just play this then. And I'm like, yeah, but that's been banned too. And it's just like, oh my goodness. Wow, how good is that if we had a land, right? Alrighty. Let's make sure we hit a land so we can just have a devastating next turn. We'll do this. We'll bring back a swamp. We'll go like this with Bump in the Night. Come on over for this. And next turn is going to be Fireworks. Even if you got Prismatic Strands. Some sort of Anthem effect will save him, though. Okay, this just keeps getting better. These just completely negate each other, don't they? Nope. Fascinating matchup. Come on, play another creature. You know you want to. Come on. I got nothing. There's nothing over here, Copper. Oh, look at that. Why did they guess wrong? We've got all of 8 creatures. Technically 12. Okiba. Good times. Well, that'll work. Of course, it happens on the upkeep, right? The one time that the Trespasser's Curse is actually going to really get us close to death here. That was frightening. Crunch. Probably one of the more satisfying arms moves I've had. Let's see if we can get there now. Never fails. Badmouth X hits you. I tell you though, I was almost on tilt again though the other day. I started a league and expecting hot dogs and Dimir Fairies and Tron and just what you're supposed to see. Nope. It was a whole lot of everything else. All green all the time. And we're back. I'll just hold that Reknar Raid back to attack. Is that worth it? Probably not. Not. All right, let's see. 2, 4. We can't do all of it. And this is technically even damage, but I'm respecting how this list is built, so I'm going to just hardcast Alms here. Then we'll choice, and then Rekner Raid. I'll make the most of it, unless they got to just figure here. Torture. Feeling like a bachelor pad here. 10 plus days without the wife around. The fridge is getting empty. Well, we can do everything. God, what's wrong with my math? Why attack when you can just do this, right? Boop. Did we just 2-0 that? We did. All right, guys. I'm going to roll to a little clip here, and I'll be back right after these messages.
The object of this challenge is to get across the obstacle course of challenges without getting dashed to death. Well done, Ken. Thank you. And this is Jack Blackman, who's giving everything he's got for the organ donors. Oh, he stumbles there.
Oh. He's a college dude, right?
Right you are, Ken. In fact, he's an organ exchange student. After a lifetime of chain smoking, he received a fresh set of lungs from a Himalayan Sherpa.
Well, but at the end of the semester, the lungs must be returned, and he's back on the ventilator.
Student loans are serious business, Ken.
Hey, this guy's looking really good.
Indeed, he set an excellent pace. And there he goes, clambering easily through the spongy bricks.
Wow.
You know, their blue color is deceiving, Ken. They're a lot harder than they look. And here he goes, moving nimbly past the nards of doom.
There he is. Look at him. He just roughly handles those balls. He's got the rope in hand, and he's going up. What a loser.
Oh, indeed.
The magic realm can be a dangerous and frightening place. The Glinthawk's watchful eyes will keep your artifacts safe, or will sacrifice our services for free. Glinthawk Security, returning artifacts to their rightful owners since 2010. Glinthawk Security.
And we're back. Thank you for that, DNXBR. We'll say okay to this. Go like this, and a little clunky, stultified opening, but we'll maybe get there. We lost the first round, won the last 2. Oh, here we go. I've seen some, I don't know, Cooper the Red started something here with this land destruction. But yeah, this is definitely that new thing. And of course, this is when land destruction is going to hurt us the most. We'll play this and walk right into it because we really don't have another out. But yeah, if you love that DNXBR, just hop on over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/PauperGanda. Go to playlists. There's like 50 custom videos. Might be 51 now. I don't know. I just made that one yesterday. Not going to lie, that one was definitely a little bit forced. Sat in the edit bay forever. And at some point, you just got to get it off the table. You know what I'm saying? Alrighty. Now, we could 1-2, but that's a green creature. So we're a little out of luck. I think this is going to pay more dividends. I'm a little worried about this peat bog. Feels like we're up against some sort of land destruction shenanigans. So we'll just do this so that we can at least pitch stuff and hopefully draw into some more lands. Wow. We're in round 4 and we're under an hour. Tell you one thing this deck is very good against. Now watch, right? Mtmentat. Second I say this, we're going to face it next round and I'm going to lose bad. Is burn. You know, you have that knee-jerk reaction when you see mountains and, like, you know, lightning bolts and stuff, and so you're like, oh no. But this gains so much life that usually I 2-0 burn. It's, you know, I'm usually in the single digits, but the high single digits, 8, 9, and they're like hellbent. So yeah, definitely. I'm very curious what our opponent's on with this little peat bog move here. Okay, well, we can't really do much of anything with that. Alrighty, before attacking, I'm going to pitch this using the red. Why? Because it's useless. We'll discard this and hopefully we'll get a land. I'm just so convinced he's on land destruction, or she, or whatever. Well, it says guy, so it might not be the case. But we're 1 card closer. Let's see if we can get there. Yeah, that first thing I rolled to on the bathroom break there, that MXC challenge from, God, what was that? Guy TV or something back in the day. I just love those commentators. They're so creative and fun. I got to find more clips of that and make some more of those. I know I lean on a lot of Conan O'Brien stuff and make sure it's magic related or set the frame around it anyway. I sure miss his show. Years and years and years. When he first started his show, I think I was in high school, and that was like such a cool like secret, you know, but God, it was so late at night. I think his show started like at 1 a.m. in the States here. But what in the heck is this? Is he gonna like reverse smack us? I know Guy Who Walks Alone, he's up to something. Normally I think this is just ultra rogue, but what cool artwork is that? Damn. Yeah, I think I gotta keep somebody back. I got a feeling we're taking 13 next turn. He's got a way to reverse that. But gosh, with a Golgari color chart, I don't know of a card that does that. Inside Out and what's the single red one that does it? Strange. If I had one swamp, we could just soul reap it. I guess we can still soul reap it. I don't know how much I want to respect that. It seems like he worked really hard to get that out. My spidey senses say to kill it. We're not going to do any sort of anything. We're just going to kill it. I don't want to find out the hard way. I know. What is going on? That's a lot of card. That'd be funny to play that in a tribe list and just sit there and, you know, play solid footing on it. Be like, whoop, sorry, 14. Instant speed, enchantment, trickery. Bam! But man, 5's a lot. I was thinking to myself, you know, always a lot of times you'll tell yourself something, you're like, God dang it, quit making that error, don't forget that, blah, 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 like me with keeping one landers and stuff with this list. And I'm 99% of the time I will, even if I've got 3 Okibas and I'm on the draw, I'm like, oh, I'll ship it. But I think overall, if I had a tombstone saying of like, you can only give one piece of advice to somebody you really care about when it comes to Magic and like, you know, trying to like win a league or whatever, play what you like. I really think that's the number one top thing. If you can be playing the best deck there is, and if your heart's not in it, you'll go like 3-2. But man, and you can be playing the jankiest piece ever, but you're excited to see every card. And listen to the way I'm talking, right? Those are the ones that, you know, that get you up and get you going. Good times. Let's sign here. We'll get our life back with Sovereign's Bite unless we see something delicious. We do not. We'll just do this. Play it easy. I feel bad killing that awesome, massive zombie. Man, that artwork's so cool. Just big old barn doors. Are those like barn doors? What are these things? It's like some... Yeah, it looks like they just took a door off of something and they're just walking with it. Love that. Oh yeah, I still got to attack. It's my turn. Things happen on my turn. I'm like, oh wait, what's going on here? Yo. Hey, his avatar kind of looks like me in a few years. I wonder if they're ever going to customize the MTG layout to where they just like let you upload pictures of your kids inside of art cards and stuff like that. That'd probably get pretty tawdry. Yeah, and you couldn't police like people uploading offensive stuff too. So never mind that. Bad idea. One of many I've had. You know, they make you pay 5 mana for that. They could at least make it come into play untapped. In case any of you new recruits were wondering, this is why we don't use mass graves anymore. Some zombie lores are pretty good. It's tough to beat goblins with flavor text, though. They've always got the best, right, Shiraz? Good times. How do you get cards in MTGO? Only with money? Well, when you first get an account with a name on it, you get so much product, and if you just sell it to a MTG bot, just ask around for a trusted one, and then you'll get tickets, and then you can either use those tickets and use another bot to buy the deck you want, and if you have enough tickets left over after that, you can enter a league, and if you win it, then you start the gravy train rolling, and it's good times. This is really getting interesting. I almost want to let him just do his thing so we can see what it is. Ooh. Yeah, my initial thing, I think I've only repurchased stuff for Aaron's account and my other son, but my initial investment, and I didn't know Pauper was a thing for a little bit, and I had a job where I could just leave MTG up and trade back when there were no bots. It was just people trading, and somebody really want this, and I had it, and I didn't want it, and I get a really good deal out of it. And before I knew it, I had a pretty good collection for the initial $10. And then I had enough to build a Pauper deck, and then I started winning really consistently, and then I sold the, which is commonplace now, sold the winnings instead of opening them. And before I knew it, I had enough to like build like 4 or 5 really good modern lists and get a lot of staples like, Blinkmoth Nexus and stuff like that. And then I played a little bit of that, and I'd always come back to Pauper. And yeah, it's been crazy for me. It's just been like the best free fun ever. All right, well, I'm sorry, guy who walks alone. I really want to see this work, but I don't want to do it in response to me dying. Let's do the thing. I'll pitch this. Anybody watch the second Avatar, the one with Korra? Avatar: The Last Airbender I'm talking about. My favorite character in cartoon history probably is Varric. God, I love that character so much. He's like this genius, con artist, salesman, Da Vinci. That's probably the best way to say it. Yes, Sirius the Hunter. I'm not joking. If you do the thing, choose your username wisely. Maybe even the same one you got here, so that it matches. I wish I would have done that, but. If you find me online, it's just, here's my name right here, Deluxecoff. As long as you're not after like awesome cards, but I've got tons of stuff. I've given away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cards over the years. Good ones too, like Chittering Rats, Skyfishers, things like that, and just cool people looking to do cool things. Okay, we're kind of pre-boarded here. I don't like the verdicts just because we saw, the plant token, so those are going to immediately get the axe. And probably in favor of just what? As I don't really have, I used to run cast down for this exact scenario where there's something I care about, but now I'm looking at it going, maybe those verdicts are the thing, but the Soul Reap's going to get there too. Who's all curious about what that 113 was about? Maybe I should just go like this the whole game and just drop lands and wait. I think it's worth dying to see what Guy Who Walks Alone, I think I got his name right, is coming up with there. Yeah, if there ain't creatures, we're not doing much. You know what? I'm just going to put these back in. We'll roll like that. Still still does damage. Guy Who Walks Alone. Living up to his moniker in the choice of deck he's playing for sure. All right. See, we're on the draw, and we've got 2 immediate plays. Just keep doing damage over and over again. Don't look like much. And I'll tell you this, I've never seen more breath weapon and cannonade mistakes with these cards. People always play those, and it's just like, okay, your team's gone. Mine's still here. We're going to mulligan. Yeah, but we didn't see any red or blue. We're going to keep this. We'll get rid of this. This is a beautiful hand, actually, for going down 1 mulligan. Done. Yeah, I've got I'm dumb in a lot of ways, but the number of cards I've hold in my head when it comes to Pauper is pretty vast, and I can't think of a single one that reverses stats in a Golgari shell. Always going to favor Okiba. My Blackfire Blast that keeps giving. Blackfire Blast that transforms into shock turn after turn, unless you deal with it. Okay, but we're still up a point, and now we're back. 1-1, baby. Woo! All right, let's develop. Let's have some fun. Man, I just love that artwork. It's like the morning after. Doesn't the light suggest it's the morning? Not that that's a light for the show. Plus, you know, it's kind of empty in there, and it's kind of like the aftermath, like the next morning, like these carnage and hanging bodies and stuff. Is there Tokieri? If there is, I stand corrected. Can you name it or bring it up in the whatever MTG bot thingy? I know that learn card is always catching me off guard. A lot of times blacklists will play the one that gains 4 life, and what is that? Something student or yeah. Transmutation. Oh yeah. Is that even on MTGO though? I know that's a super old school card. That's a lot of work to make that go down, but maybe he's got more to it than that. Alrighty. I never regret, you know, you want to do the carnage immediately, but man, it's so beneficial to just get those blood tokens down. The next turn feels so good, especially if you draw like, you know, your Alms of the Vein and stuff. God, we're only 1 hour in. We're already on game 2 of match 4. That's crazy. I'm just going to put a big question mark with this one. Hey, the Martyr Guy. Good to see you, and thanks for chiming in. We're playing some Blackburn, my favorite list of the last few years. I got a lot of swamp lists that I love, and none of them have that crappy card Chittering Rats. Yes, I said it. Oh, yeah, you're right. That's right. That is right. That does swap them. Good call. And it saves your critter, so it's even better than like a transmutation, which I don't know if that's available online. I know the card. I don't know if it's available online. All right, let's attack here. Very, very, very good call, Martyr Guy. I'm mad at myself for not remembering that. In fact, I played it like a year ago in a tribe variant list. It's like an enchantment search shell. Pay the red. Go to the head. Hopefully next turn our opponent's dead. Boop. As we go up to obscene amounts of life. I guess we'll save that as a secret. Maybe they've got some life gain spell and I think 4 will be enough. Oh, I don't think so, because when it hits, if it sticks and they kill it, you still have your creature because it's an Umbra. Not many ways around that. Yeah, I didn't think it was. So there. But it is a card. And once it rotates low enough, it will be a thing. Okay, well, we don't have the answer in our hand yet, but unfortunately it took them too long to get there. Oh, okay, yeah, we're in agreement there. Well, that's strange. You would think you would want one of those like +0, +6, like Slagworth armor or something on this. That's how I'd roll. Boy, I was really fascinated last night with how many variants there were with the shell I was playing with. Let's just see if we can shut this off. Oh, I'm sorry, guy who walks alone. I really want to see this list, but not at the expense of an L. But it costs 2, a green and a red. It's a legendary uncommon. And yeah, whenever it taps, it has like a domain giant growth effect on a creature. But I had a few artifacts that made mana, so I was able to play them like first turn, tap them, boom, pow. It was just, I was getting in for some redonkulous damage. It was pretty fun. Woo! All right. Except for the first round, we've got all W's. Let's see if we can keep that up. Boy, it'll be a fast little show today. Yes, but it's good because it's really hot here, so I'm not a fan of staying indoors. Yes, I want to play first, and we have a great hand. We will keep this. Let's go! Signing off, says Pedro Struck. All right. I like it. Let's see what we can see. I really expected there to be some infect, though, in the new set, but I opened up the new braids, the 3/3 braids. That was a fascinating. My opponent was mana screwed in round 1, and I was flooded, and I dropped braids, and at the end of every turn, I'm like, you can sacrifice pretty much anything, and they have to sacrifice something. If they don't, they lose 2 life, and you draw a card. It's quite a beater. I've always loved braids. The initial one I built, I still have those deck lists around from the Odyssey block. I went crazy with Sir Ramsey's Toothmaker Chatsuk is his username here on MTG. But and on Twitch, I believe. But we made braids list after braids list with Ekhaerids and Tuco Shades, and I love me some braids. Yeah, sacrificial pox mechanic is. I still have a lot of like legacy decks built with pox and small pox and Phyrexian Totem, I think it was. Leyline main, and good times. Shut a lot of things down quickly. What on earth is this? Some sort of sacrificial lamb sort of strategy, eh? Alrighty. Well, I'll keep the train rolling. I'll rock here, here, and here. I guess I'll just double block here and be happy with the results. Definitely something going to be dying on his end this turn. Pedro struck. Yeah, today's outing is a lot like what my tournaments have been, where crush, 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 loss, or crush, 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 loss, 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 crush, loss, crush. But again, it's what I like playing, so you will have a little advantage in mood, if anything. We don't need to attack. What do we got here? I thought so. Yep. The green Gurmag coming forth and losing 2 life in doing so. Let's see what we can do. Gain in life, gain in life. Do this while we can. Torture. Yeah, if we did get rid of that one, it's almost a scenario there where that makes sense. I'm cursed too. Whenever I need to get cards in paper, like for tomorrow's tournament, which I'll mention again, we're going to be in Pasadena, California tomorrow night, Sunday, the 4th, at Odyssey Games in Pasadena, California at 6 p.m. It's a Pauper paper tournament. Hopefully I can meet some of you in person. My Sapphire, my boy, will be there too, playing some Pauper. But to get there, I needed a few cards, and every single time I click on the little kiosk at the store we go to, and they're like, okay, here you go. They only have foils. I hate foils. They bend, they shine, they're just tacky looking. I have some people that will be like, oh, you have a foil, I'll give you 2 of the same card for that. I'm like, okay. It's like, geez, talk about a triple win. If we just draw land here, I think we've got this. Unless they have some sort of okay, that just buys us a lot more time. Alrighty. Boy, oh boy. It's tempted to just attack, right? Boop, boop. Just do this again. Torture. Bonk. Yeah, asking you. Yeah, I know. I should be like that. Now all I need to draw a winning lottery ticket. Yeah, see? Well, if they do this, that does that. That gets that. No, they're going to attack. They know what we're up to, though. That Serrated Scorpion is no mystery. It's one thing I really did like about that first D&D set that came out, where you had to roll the D20 and like random things would happen. That was a neat little mechanic. Really merging the D&D lore with Magic Online. We're just over an hour and we're playing the last round. This is fun. What a trip. Golgari. Jewel Thief. The Ascension of Jewel Thief, when it first came out, I really knew that was going to go down. Very solid card. It's always going to find a home in some starting lists. I don't know if it ever ends up in one anymore. I think it definitely makes the curve, but there's usually, seems like better options. This guy's acting like he's got time left. Well, he does. He can technically block both Scorpions with these guys and not do too much. So there's that. We can't really cause an all-out thing here. Watch, he just draws into a Weather the Storm here, and well, I'm gonna bite here just so he can't attack, and then next turn we'll just kiss for the win. Yeah, I know. Watch, I give them way too much time and they got it here. But the Shoat and Cloakwood right there has just kept me out of it. Otherwise, I would have attacked there. All right. Let's go. He knows what we're up against with the Arms of Hadar. I don't know if that's the right call here. Stuff dying. There's a lot of 3/3s. I do like the curse for sure. Bloop. We will bring in the curse. Hey, Soul Reap. Thank you for not joining us. Sometimes, man, when I see a green list, I draw all like 3 of the 4 of those in the initial list there. So that can get a little maddening. Verdict's not going to be too good here either. They're going to choose whatever one they want. It's not going to benefit us, but that leaves us with 2 spots. And I guess we can hold this. Maybe there'll be some realm where it makes sense, you know. Smash in with like an Okiba against his 5/4, do 2 damage, drop this, take out the whole team, and maybe he's left with a 3/3. I could see a scenario like that. Right? Can't you? Woo! Let's go. I wanted to talk, too. Don't let me forget. This is the last round, maybe. About talking about some of my observations with the new mechanics. There's a reason I'm playing these Changeling Outcasts, and it's because of the initiative and the preponderance of initiative. And what's the other one? Monarch. Duh. It's very, very important to be able to steal stuff. And I think Ginger Brute is actually very well placed in just about any deck right now, because any deck can play it, to steal Monarch and steal initiative at instant speed. I wouldn't go as far as Banehound, but I would very much like to, if you're playing Hot Dogs, I would think that you want to play, sorry about this, page was struck. The Alkron Crusader, I think, is a very good call, negating edict effects and stuff. I wouldn't really go with Banehound unless you're really pressed to, but man, Ginger Brute and the Crusader, Fire, all these things, 1/1 haste, just surprise, surprise. You know, I got initiative, I got this, I got next. We'll keep. He's probably thinking we're like debating keeping a 1-lander hand. Now I'm just off playing hooky. Good times. Well, except for that first round. Let's spell our name with all W's. That's how we roll. If you're new to this deck and you see a Swamp and a Reknor raid, that is the right play. It doesn't matter what you're up against. It is always the right play. House got foreclosed? Okiba Reknor raid. Car crash? Okiba Reknor raid. Bad dental visit? Just play Okiba Reknor raid. You'll be all right. Alrighty. I don't know what we should do here, but I know that'll go there. That'll go there. Let's get our damage train online here. Obviously, a Scorpion blocks Shoat, turns into a 3/3. We do negate some of the damage, though. This is not going to be doing any damage, so probably wait on that, doing that. But I do want this to start doing damage immediately. It's funny, last night it's pretty hot out here, so, you know, windows are all open, got the fan on and stuff, and rolling around the bed because, you know, living near the ocean, there's nobody has AC, so there's only like a few nights like that where it's a little like uncomfortable. It's usually the breeze will get you there. And I roll over and I had like 3 dreams about my wife, and I woke up and I was like laying on her pillow, and there's just the slightest, you know, hint of, you know, her perfume and stuff, and I was like, it's funny how your nose will trigger memories like that. I'll take 1. That's fine. I think this is a way of preventing about 5 in the future. What's going to happen now? Yeah, that's another folly. I don't really lean on the yard too much, especially now that I'm not playing with fruit. The only thing I'd bring back is Bump in the Night. So again, if you're playing against this, I hate to give you advice. Don't bring in the graveyard. Bad idea. Alrighty. Oh, I want to save that for later. Let's set up here. We'll set up our life. We'll bounce this. And we'll attack because it's not doing anything else. There it is. Oh, the other night I had usually turn my monitors all the way off for my remote work for editing, and the Avid triggers I'm going to come on, so you got to turn them all the way off. It's something to do with the network feed with the shows that I work on. They just will trigger the monitors to come on. But anyway, so I had the thing on, and it accidentally tripped. It was like 3 a.m. No noise, just this little pulsating light in the bottom of the monitor. But then this little guy that I've shown on the show, this like couple 100-year-old doll it's kind of creepy little harlequin doll. Its face was like just like looking at me, and it like reflected perfectly off of it. It was just one of those little like Twilight Zone moments late at night. I was like, oh man, that's creepy. Yeah, we'll take 3. Oh boy, I don't like that. I'm gonna have to kill our own stuff. Lifelink, really. I sure wish people didn't play Unexpected Fangs or Weather the Storm. This will help a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. I wish I could kill my own dude in response, man. Yeah, seriously, the Hunter, it's funny. When I the first Christmas, my wife and I were like officially like together before we were married. We spent Christmas Eve at her parents' house, and her mom was a doll maker. Really good too, but man, those bisque dolls, that just the right out of a horror movie dolls, and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. Ugh. So they came out Christmas morning, and every single doll was turned around to not be facing me. Yes, I have that much of a phobia. Really, I couldn't sleep otherwise. And it's ridiculous. I know they're not going to come alive, but I'm a child of the 80s, and I saw Poltergeist at a very crucial age, and that thing messed me up. Well, you're going to gain 3, but I'll take 2 of it back. That's one way around it, right? Very good UFC fight tonight if you got Amazon Prime. A lot of times some UFC events, they're very expensive, but the fight nights a lot of times are the hidden gems. Sometimes they'll be worth money, and yet they're free. But I respect that card. I don't like the art though. Deadweight needs some good art. I like the old Vampire Chain one's pretty, just like right at the level of like, okay, I guess it's good enough. Well, I guess we'll just do both here. I really got him smacked on curses here. That life gain is just really hurting us though, but we'll just go all natural here. It'd be funny, block the show for the win with Trespasser's Curse, but I got to get rid of that damn invader. We don't really have a way of getting rid of it. We just... you know what? I think Pedro Struck's got this one. Unless we draw really good. What did I... bring up a sideboard here. Yeah, the only thing we've got is an Arms. How good would the verdict be right here, right? He just upgrades, takes 2, or loses a token. So yeah, we don't really have I used to run cast down for scenarios like this. It's right now the metagame, I just don't think it's worth it. I think edicts are where you gotta have your cards. Yeah, Vendetta is always an option, that's for sure. 5 life. Yeah, he's gonna pull away with this. Get Hadar right now. Okiba can block a few turns from now. Our yard is empty. Always good to check. I wish there was an app you could get that would make like options in your yard, like Pulse or something. Doesn't Arena do that? Actually, probably makes people worse players for doing it. But remember when Odyssey first came out, the flashback, they had the tiny little gravestone up at the very, very, very tippy top corner. So hard to see. That was back when they just had very matte designs. They didn't really have anything punctuated or stand out. You know, I expected to look up and see like 7 cards in Pedro Struck's hand, but I think they're getting flooded at the right time. Taking 5 a turn. That's a 10-point swing every time. Lifelink is so powerful. Okay, I'll get 2 of it back. I think that's the right call. Where's our blood tokens now? I don't need a land. Come on. I was almost about to not attack, but gotta remember that doesn't do anything. Yep. Oh, I played yeah, I got a little bit of talk about this deck I made about 5 years back called Black Thorn when Thorn of the Black Rose first came out. And it was pretty much a kill-all deck, but I used Vendetta, and there were a lot of people after I placed with it, they're just like, I didn't even know about that card. And I'm like, yep, Snuff Out's little brother. Pretty good. Damn fangs. I know there's a card called Moss Dog, but if there ever should have been one that got the name, that should have been the Moss Dog, right? I don't know what I'm waiting for. I can't block anything. Let me take 10. Opponent's just getting jacked up on steroid life over here. Well, will that keep us relevant? We hold it like we can trade here. Sure. Let's go. Force a trade, get a bigger. Take 8. There's no way we can win this. We don't. I don't know what I'm playing for. I should just scoop right here, but let Pedro Struck shine in his moment here. Tech coming through. Yup. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta cut down on this lifelink. I love how cute that little boar is. You can just hear it in the background. It's like, yay, 2 more life. We're doing it. We're getting there. We only got to hit him 15 more turns with this. I think this has probably done about 15 damage, too. Oh, I love this card. A lot of people don't know about this card. Beautiful, beautiful victory. Rite of Consumption deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to a planeswalker or player. You gain life equal to the damage dealt. Awesome. Awesome way to win. I'm glad it wasn't Creatures Gone Sideways. It sounds like some bad DVD of the 90s. Creatures Gone Sideways. For only $9.99. Act now and we'll throw in the second disc for free. Creatures that fly and go sideways. Oh, yeah, Shiraz. That's some good times. Was it power or toughness? Oop. Where did my... Oh, it's way over there. I'll just use my hand. I will not bring in edict effects. We have plant tokens all over the place. I mean, this will really reduce stuff. I'm overthinking this. I think we just roll it back. Let's do the Superstitious Shuffle. Woo! And we'll put a Carnarium over this with an Alms and a Scorpion Sandwich, and then 1 more Carnarium. And that, my friends, is how you sideboard. I was thinking dead weight. I mean, it would reduce the life gain. Probably the right call. I'm still a little drunk on the power of Arms of Hadar. You know, at first I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I mean, this is, months ago? And I was just like, wow, that gets around a lot of the problems that Evankar's Justice had. I mean, you get a huge upside with Evankar's Justice. If you could bring that up, Shiraz, I'd appreciate it. Good luck spelling it. You know, you got the buyback engine and such. And speaking of Black Thorn, that list I was talking about with Vendetta, that was like the kill card was just, you just kept bringing back justice. Bring back justice. Dun, dun, dun. We got a beautiful hand. Let's see if I can get there. Thank you, Shiraz. Everybody take a moment, give Shiraz a nice round of applause. Pat on the back. I don't know, find his avatar in our little chat there. That guy's been with me, what? God, what's this, like 6-7 years straight? One of our very first viewers when we had like 2 people in the chat. I really appreciate you, my friend. Nim Chimpskey too. Alrighty. Let's invest on board state. Yes, it has. I think it was 2015 or... Oh, yeah, if you go to our, the little smiley face right under where you wrote there, you can find our emotes. Got a whole bunch of them. Like I said, spent way too much time designing those. I wish people would use them more. Hey, okay. Well, it already did 4 damage. Why do I say 4? Because I gained 2. I'm sorry. It's a bit of a exaggeration. Okay. Let's start the party. He already played one, so maybe implies that he has another one, but maybe they're just impatient like I am. We'll do this. Whoop. Uh-oh. My battery going bad? I think that's just a gummed up mouse pad, that's all. Whoa. What's going on here? Battery. There's one. We've got a few that you got to unlock with certain things and such, so. The mouse pad's distracting me so badly, I'm, oh, that's what happened. There's like some little sticky thing that came off. Ooh. Why would you design that? This is the coolest mouse. It's all ergonomic. And they've got this little thing. I know you can't see it, but it's stuck with gluey stuff. And it's like, okay, eventually, out of the thousands of times somebody uses a mouse, that's going to go bad. What do you think's going to happen next? It's going to cause gummy stuff on the very surface you're trying to use. I mean, I'm no engineer, but this guy's got real bad cavities. Yeah, I got an idea. Let's give him a retainer made out of sugar. The guy's got really bad feet and problem with gout. Let's put caltrops all over the floor. That'll fix it. Jeez. Don't get me started on iPhone updates. I had another one. All these alerts I never wanted to have and sign up for. And bloop, bloop, did you know? It's like, yeah, I knew. And you just took 2 more seconds of my life. Thanks a lot. I don't need an alert to tell me about an alert. Come on, get there, Trespasser's Curse. I think they overstayed their state of natural with picking on Okiba. And then Trespasser's Curse came and got them back. At least that's what I'm thinking. All right. I think they think they're staying safe from, edict effects. But as we all know, I took them all out, baby. Oh, man, this is some discipline here. I might have wanted to keep edict effects for me so I can block the life gain thing. And then, because I'm really, really fearing, if he's got the life stick here, that's going to be 6. Good grief. Well, at least we can block it, but man, that's going to suck. I guess I don't need a battery. I just need a mouse that's designed without gum on where you rub it. Jeez. Yeah, as disappointed as I was that Artemis launch didn't happen 2 times in a row, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, I probably would have called it quits too. Block here is always the answer. If we see a fangs, we're at least preventing 6. I mean, the fan in me was like, oh, come on, just launch it. I'm just like, yeah, it's only so many billions of dollars, and it's been in works for like 10 years or something crazy like that. I respect this play. He doesn't have the fangs or if he's making us think he doesn't have it and drawing to go find it. Yes, no fangs. Hey, I'm going to leave after this match too. Just wanted to say that after seeing your Turbo Mill deck, and I love the deck and content, awesome stuff. Hope to see you all more often. Hey, thank you for that. I really appreciate the love. Like I said, I'll be online all day and night today in various states of sobriety. Towards the evening hours, I will partake in a few gin and tonics, if you catch my meaning. All right. Looks like we've got this one. It's going to be Okiba for lots of fun. And don't go anywhere. I will... show is almost over. Looks like we're going to go 4-1. I only lost the very first one, and the one game to Pedro struck. Everything else was a WW, but you see why I love this deck so much. It just always seems to get there, and it gets you there by getting you ahead of there, just like with the, unexpected fangs on our opponents and stuff like that. All right. Let me take that one down. And I really thought we were going to... I was pretty cocky in that first matchup. I thought we were going to just take Gates out. Just felt like both games, but they came back like they're fond of doing. So I'm going to open this up. Actually, let's go over the list real quick. This is that part of the show where we do the old... I got to make sure I can hear this for the cue. For the... What did we learn? What did you learn? I didn't learn much of anything other than I better not underestimate Gates or look down with a sacred cat staring me down. And also, no, what I learned, don't take out Geth's verdict against decks that run Guardians. Even if they seem like they're going super wide, it's probably a good idea to keep that in there, especially when you have Arms of Hadar. So this is the list I've just been obsessed with. It's really... I like to give credit where it's due. If you really trace this back in the lineage and the DNA, it is Chid 3's Red Rovers list. In even more so now because he did have these main and with a lot of other vampires and leading heavy on the prowl mechanic and stuff, and there's a ton different, but still I don't think I would have got here quite a few years without doing that. Who knows? But I don't think so. So credit where credit is due, but this is one of those lists that I just love playing. I will warn you, I know Cooper the Red played it on a stream. I think he went 4-1 with it, and I warned him, if you run up against Rakdos Burn, which is, the more even split, there's decks that this beats no problem that Rakdos has problems with. And then when I face it, we're about a 40% against them. And that being said, the last 2 times I faced it in a league, I've beaten them. I don't know. I really doubt that the Changeling is making all that big of a difference. Maybe I've just learned how to play a certain style around it or something and not been aware of it. I don't know. But it's a beast. But other than that, it's kind of has game against everything, and I really like it. And I'm a little heavy-handed in the sideboard, but being that, it's just so anti-critter, but that's pretty much the only way you kind of get this list. It's not going to be through spells and such. And like I said, and that's why I just kind of got away from the graveyard. It's like usually when they've got it going on, they've got you anyway, and you trip the thing, they ephemerate, they still get it. And it's all she wrote. So anyway, but what I want to do now, guys, show is almost over, but thanks for joining me as always. Please join me next week. I'd like to sort this by curve. And one thing you always want to do when you do this sort of stuff is set it to 0. And then you got to set it to curve again. I don't know why it doesn't remember. Mana cost. There we go. Up. There we go. All right. So these are all junk. So Ginger Boots, top of the charts. Hell of a card right now. And with stealing Monarch and Initiative, and any deck can run it. So if you have 1 or 2 spots available, do it. You're up against Burn, you trip it, you gain 3 life. This is a hell of a card. Playing against this is agonizing. Cool game. Oh, sorry about that, Page Struck. Great. I called your victory in game 2. I was like at 36, and you were at 5, and I'm like, he's got this, because I just knew. I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to bring in edicts against you. And so I took those out, but yet that was kind of the only thing that would have saved me at that point. And if you don't like this particular 75 I've got, believe me, I played Cast Down for a while. I even had it up to 3 in the sideboard. I just think edicts are where you got to be right now, especially with hot dogs and stuff. I mean, this is very slanted towards that matchup with all this stuff. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So Ginger Brute, don't sleep on this card, guys. This is, I know I'm fond of Brute Squad, which really leaned heavily on this too, but always relevant, amazing card. I mean, what more do you want for 1 mana, right? Oh, become Monarch and get initiative and gain life, and you can't block it. 1 mana. This shouldn't be a common. I'll end it at that. No, but it costs 1, and we are sorting by this. A lot of times people are like, you ever try this against Burn? I'm like, really? 1 life? I got to aim a little higher than that, but it does have haste, and that's all we're concerned about here. So I'm not going over all of these. I'm just saying, like, I think Ginger Brute and the Crusader, if you're playing Hot Dogs, I don't know why people aren't playing this in Hot Dog sideboards, or maybe even main. Gets around a lot of the problems. It's a hell of a lot faster than that little Martyr. You can still block with it, and it just keeps giving. Nice little instant trick against Edicts. I mean, it's a lot of card. And outside of Hot Dogs, you know, you play this, you tag it with something, boink, you got initiative, you got haste, boop, and it's good times. Let's see. And outside of that, I don't think, you know, Firebrand's okay, depending on the list you're running. Obviously, if you're running Burn, which I wouldn't recommend doing to anybody these days, but this is probably might deserve mention in the sideboard again because of all this stuff. But, you know, if you're really leaning on Monarch and that kind of stuff, you're playing Burn wrong. So never mind. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not going to bore everybody by going through every single card that has haste, but there's a lot of them, including the Swift Spear, which is another reason why it's so well placed right now. But there's the, oh man, remember this? I'm the only one that's played this to a 5-0. Take that to the bank. Look it up. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me as always, Shiraz. Have a great weekend. Everybody else too. Again, we're going to be in Pasadena tomorrow in about 17 hours, playing Paper Pauper at Odyssey Games in Pasadena, California. That'll be September 4th. Only September 4th because I don't have to work the next day, so we can stay up late and chat and have fun and, you know, party with everybody. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to roll out to a, let's see. Oh, yeah, you know what? The new Prime Video of the new Lord of the Rings thing is out on Prime Video, where they chat about the Fellowship and the making of the ring and everything. And so I'm going to go out with one or two things here, one of which is how I edited Lord of the Rings in 38 seconds. Anyway, guys, we'll see you all next time on Propaganda. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you in the league. Adios.
I'll take that, my man.
Business is tougher to get into than I figured.
Don't worry. A bad beginning is a good ending.
Certainly. If at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking till you do succeed.